We are back at 5:10. We're going to take a look at your business headlines. Fears of a slowing economy caught up to the global stock markets as they took a big plunge. So as the Federal Reserve tries to navigate the battle with inflation, the S&P 500 experienced its worst day in 2 years. Meanwhile, last Friday's jobs report showed employers pulling back on hiring, dropping the Nasdaq by 3.4% and the Dow Jones by 1,000 points. Japan's largest financial publication, Nikkei, had its worst day since 1987. And Google has taken a huge hit, losing its antitrust case over search engine dominance. So a judge ruled against Google, saying it illegally exploits its dominance over other search engines. This verdict arrives nearly a year after the trial, in which evidence from Google, Microsoft, and Apple was analyzed over the course of 10 weeks. Both sides then delivered closing arguments back in May. This decision could change the internet forever. New Jersey Transit officials say refunds are well underway for unused tickets. So this statement is following the company's acknowledgement that some refunds had not gone through for mobile app users. NJ Transit began issuing refunds for unused one-way bus, rail, light rail tickets last Thursday. Now, there were apparently glitches for e-ticket users, but now officials say that all accounts should be properly credited and those glitches should be solved, at least for now. All right, we've got meteorologist Monica Crine joining us for a look at weather. Hey, Monica.
All right, good morning. It is off to a quiet start for our morning. We've got clear skies. I think we'll see some nice sunshine in the morning hours, and it is really, really warm to lead off with. Our temperatures, once again, not only are we dealing with high heat, but definitely high humidity, a downright tropical feel for the day today. Temperatures are leading off right now in the upper 70s, kind of close to that 80-degree mark in Philadelphia at 79 degrees, 78 for those of us in Dover, 79 into Atlantic City. Here is a quick checkup on Debbie. This is Tropical Storm Debbie with weaker winds at about 45 miles per hour. So we've got the center right to just right over Georgia, and what's going to happen is this is moving northeast at about 7 miles per hour. So this is going to head back over into the Atlantic. We were thinking this was going to happen. It was a Gulf Coast kind of, or Gulf of Mexico system earlier as it moved through Florida, and now it's back over to the Atlantic, staying as a tropical storm through Wednesday and maybe even into Thursday. Then a ridge in the western parts of the Atlantic are actually going to push this thing back towards South Carolina as we head into our Thursday. This is from the National Hurricane Center, saying possibly making another landfall in South Carolina as a tropical storm, bringing South Carolina continued rain and even some storm surge. So flooding continues in South Carolina all the way through Thursday, and then pushes it up through North Carolina as a tropical depression, just a remnant low as it heads right through the Delaware Valley as a remnant low. What does that mean for us? Well, it moves through as a remnant low around Saturday. Remember, the northern parts of this is where we're expecting some of that rainfall. So it'll move through Saturday morning with a lot of rain, not necessarily the worst of the winds. We'll see winds up to about 30 miles per hour. Look at the spaghetti models, though. This is showing what all the models are saying. Not a lot of the models are saying that it'll head up through the Delaware Valley. A lot actually are saying it'll kind of just hang out through Georgia. Really what this means to us is that the National Hurricane Center's official forecast is all but solidified. We definitely think that the National Hurricane Center, that could potentially happen, but a lot could change with that forecast. Then we have, if that does actually pan out from the National Hurricane Center, we could see some heavy rain as we head through tonight and into our Wednesday and all the way through our Saturday. So I think Saturday could also bring about some heavier rainfall as well. It definitely will be bringing us a cool down. Today's going to be hot and humid, and then overnight we get some scattered rain all the way through our Wednesday. A bit cloudier on Thursday, and then another round of rain all from Debbie Friday and into our Saturday. Temperatures into the low 80s, moving out by Sunday. Let's get it to Daisha with a check of traffic.
All right, Monica, thank you so much. We've got our first crash of the morning. I wanted to point out here, although our camera here is giving you just a full-on 360 view, seems to be broken, but this is actually along Route 30, specifically eastbound and westbound between 1st Avenue and 6th Avenue. That's in the Coatesville area. For those of you traveling in and throughout this direction, just be aware that there is a crash being reported here, although this camera not really giving me an opportunity to take a good enough look to see just how backed up this is going to be. But you do see some flashing lights there off in the distance. For those of you heading in that direction, again, maybe give yourself a few extra minutes. Elsewhere, things are looking great in and throughout the Philadelphia majors. We've got those green lines, meaning everything is moving along smoothly. Of course, if that changes or anything pops up, I'll be here to keep you updated. All right, and your time is 5:16, and now we want to get a look at your health headlines. A new study finds that it really does hurt to think too hard sometimes.
Okay, so scientists in the Netherlands found that many people find the task of having to think unpleasant unless there is a reward involved. All right, so they say the reward, even in the form of a compliment, can make the mental effort easier and more enjoyable rather than irritating and stressful. The study also found cultural differences in the thinking process. They say people in Asian countries find the thinking process less unpleasant than those in North American and Europe, likely due to more rigorous school systems with harder mental challenges. So we just don't like to think here.
That's fine, yeah, me either. Wait, what? I'm not thinking.
All right, so there's a new concern about popular weight loss drugs.
That's right. They could potentially trigger eating disorders. Yeah, a doctor at New York's Mount Sinai tells NBC News that drugs like Wegovy and Ozempic, Mounjaro can cause sudden weight loss, which the brain may interpret as starvation. So then that can lead to a cycle of more restrictive eating. The doctor says that there's currently no research on the percentage of eating disorders among people taking these drugs, and that this needs to change.
Coming up, why Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas is under renewed scrutiny.
Jade, thanks for recommending Moravia Health.
Everything at Moravia is top notch. You remember that old agency? Yeah, the elevator ain't work. Oh, and the dog. Remember the dog?
They had a dog in the office?
They treated us like crap. But Moravia truly treats us like family. Period.
Moravia Health. Join the movement.